This is the iPhone SE 2022 edition, a phone that has some serious competition and some serious improvements over last generation. Here's my review. Usually with reviews, I'll mention the price at like the midpoint or the end of the review, but I think for the SE, it's super important that we mention it right out of the gate. So it's a $429 starting price. That makes it Apple's cheapest new iPhone by a large margin. The next closest thing is a 13 mini at $700. And the reason why they're able to make it this affordable is because it's using the same casing as the iPhone 8. So it still has the big bezels, Touch ID, the 4.7-inch display, the one camera on the back. It's a very familiar design, which I think for some people will be a huge pro. I know several people that do not want to give up Touch ID, but for other people that are just buying this phone to save money, I think that they will find some downfalls with the design. Also, I feel like with last year's iPhone SE, one of the biggest areas of concern and hesitation was the battery life. So to put that to the test in this video, I'm going to be checking in throughout the day to give you updates on how the battery is doing. Okay, check-in number 1. The phone is at 98% battery life. I'm getting a little bit of a late start to the day, so I'm gonna eat a quick breakfast and watch some YouTube videos on the display, which is really not that high resolution or that bright. So outdoor use, depending on how sunny it is, can be a little frustrating. And if you're looking for the pixels, you will see them. And so initially I was kind of bummed out about this display, but then I had to remember it's $429. The displays that I was comparing it to mentally in my mind were phones that were $1,000, right? The iPhone 13, the newest Samsung phones. And so a phone that's like half the price is obviously going to have a worse display. That isn't to say that other budget phones don't have better displays, they definitely do. Which brings us to the second theme in this video, and that's that some features with the iPhone SE 2022 are like top of the line, you will not get this on any other budget phone, and then other experiences are like very 2017-esque, where they're so behind the competition. Like there are Poco phones that have high refresh rate, big displays. This phone does not. But this phone has the A15 Bionic, which enables two things. The first thing is that right now in this present moment, it is fast. It is benchmarking the same as the iPhone 13, Apple's premium flagship, and gaming, emailing, Instagram, keeping multiple things open, all of it's great. But it also means that this phone is going to be great for a long time, right? The longevity of this phone is huge. Not only because Apple is really good with software updates, like they often update phones for years, but because the processor has so much headspace to kind of grow, like it's definitely not getting fully utilized here. And so as time goes on, this phone will continue to be fast and well optimized. And so that makes it a more appealing option versus like the Pixel 5a, which is only guaranteed software updates until 2024. With Apple's track record, I think that it would be safe to say that this phone could definitely be supported for much longer than that. It's 2:42, so this is a midpoint check-in. The phone is at 82% right now, and I've mainly just been using it to listen to music and a little bit of social media. Today's been a much lighter use for the phone because I'm editing today, this video actually. So 20% drop for that type of usage isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. We'll check in again later. Okay, camera. This is actually an area that is underwhelming. So this is like the 2017 vibes. The camera is one of them. I think for normal pictures, it's actually pretty good. You get some decent lighting in there. You just want to snap a standard shot. It looks really good, right? It looks like an iPhone 8 photo. But try to take a zoomed in shot and it falls apart because it's digital zoom, or try to take an ultra wide shot and you physically can't because there's not another lens on here. Or try to take a nighttime shot or a photo in a low light restaurant and you will not be super stoked with the results, and that's because there's no night mode on this phone. So I think for the person that buys this phone, that's probably going to be fine, right? If they're just buying this phone as like a utility item, they probably don't care about having multiple lenses. But I also think that there is a market of people that is buying this phone that wants all those features but just doesn't have the money to afford them. And so I do think that if you're one of those people watching this video, it's important to know that the camera is pretty good for most things, but you don't get like that extra layer of extra features that you see on a lot of more recent flagships, or even some of the budget phones in this arena that hyper focus on just being good at the camera and having everything else be mediocre. The ecosystem and software features that you get because it's an iPhone are top of the line though here. So you get iMessage, you get FaceTime obviously, you get the built-in Find My Network, you get the fact that this phone is very easy to set up if you're coming from a previous iPhone, like I bet a lot of iPhone SE users are. Maybe they're coming from an iPhone 6 or a 7 or an 8. It is seamless to set up the phone. And you also just get the consistency that comes with an iOS experience, and that translates to performance in both gaming and performance in lighter tasks as well, like messaging or writing notes and things like that. This iPhone packaging has been successful for them for so many years that coming out with this phone at $429 just feels like a really safe bet and a way to kind of fill out the lineup. I think that if you're looking for a flagship experience but on a budget, you will not get that here. But if you're just looking for a utility item that brings you into the iOS ecosystem and does the core things right, then I think that you will get that here. It's currently 8:12 p.m. and the phone is at 26% battery life, which is definitely not amazing, but it's decent. I think that if they made the phone a little bit thicker and added a better battery in, it would be an even better product. but it definitely is the type of phone that you can recommend to someone that just wants an iPhone. Thanks so much for watching this video. You can check out my other budget phone videos right here, or a video that YouTube actually thinks you're gonna like right here. Have a great day. Bye.